coriander, bay leaf, white pepper, and mustard seed. In the mortar and pestle, smash them up, turn them into a powder. It'll take a little bit of doing. Add a bit of salt, that's about a tablespoon. We're going to incorporate that also. What we're making is sort of a Barron of beef, at least the way I've seen it done. This is onion, raw, sliced thinly, a couple of cloves of garlic. We've mashed that up, and now we're adding a tiny bit of olive oil. You could use like a liquid beef fat if you like. Here we have rump roast. Rump roast can be tough as hell. However, if done this way properly, can be an exquisite piece of meat and very thrifty. It's extraordinarily inexpensive and it stores very well. Again, we're making a Barron of beef. So we're going to roast this rump roast. First, I'm searing it here in a cast iron pan, and we will roast it in the oven. Best to roast it through to medium. And now for this particular case, we've roasted it through to about a medium rare, and I don't recommend that. Roast it to medium and cool it down to room temperature, outright to room temperature. And you could even cool it in the refrigerator completely and complete the job the next day. And completing the job entails slicing it from cold and then laying it out into a braising pan of sorts. It could be just this frying pan, you'll see in the end, but laying it out with a sauce, with a gravy sort of beef-based sauce, which you will see we will make, and then covering it with either a lid or tin foil and slowly braising it. And basically you take rump, which is a tough cut, and turn it into a very, very flavorful and extremely tender dish. So after braising it, you can cool it down, store it in your fridge, the braised slices, and they're just absolutely perfect for, say, hot beef sandwiches or roast beef sandwiches of any sort, or just reheating, serving with potatoes. They are an excellent, excellent, thrifty leftover. So here we are, almost completely seared, and now we're going to add the paste that we had just made. So again, this is what we made in the mortar and pestle, was coriander seed, bay leaf, white peppercorn, and mustard seed. Then we added onion, pulverized it, garlic, fresh garlic cloves, pulverized them, and then a touch of olive oil and also a tablespoon of salt. All of our seasoning is in this mixture, and we're going to slow roast this rump with this mixture covering it. So this is somewhat risky, but it'll be good practice for getting the temperature on target. You want to be about 350 to 375 degrees, and this is what's risky about it. Basically, your paste can burn. I've taken the rump roast out. It's cooked through. It's about 30 minutes to medium, even less, 20 to 30 depending on your stove. And now I've got all these brown bits. If I was even the slightest bit too hot, I'd blacken them and it'd be crap. You'd have to throw it away, it'd be completely too bitter. Because what I've done now is added mirepoix, brunoise, to that glaze, those brown bits, all of the caramelized paste, which is the onions and the garlic and the spices, all mixed in with the olive oil and the salt. That's what's caramelized on the bottom of this pan, and that's what could burn, but it didn't burn because we did it right, and we added mirepoix, and we're using that mirepoix, those vegetables, onion, carrot, celery. You could use leek, whatever. It's pretty cheap. You're not using that much because it's all brunoise and it covers the pan perfectly. Use that to sort of deglaze the pan, and then once those brunoise are soft and caramelizing themselves, add a little bit of red wine, and it can be a cheap red. This is a Malbec. They go for, at the bottom of the scale, $7 a bottle in the LCBO in the Ontario liquor stores, and I can't speak for prices nationwide or continent wide, but it's inexpensive. And you could take it one step further, and I'd commend you for doing so, making your own red wine, because though I'm not endorsing perpetual drunkenness, I think that making wine or making spirits, regardless of legalities, is a great way to preserve a commodity, be it grapes, be it a grain, be it corn. And that's originally why the idea of making wine and spirits came to be, because you could preserve those ingredients. So we added a little bit of water to our brown mixture, and this is the basis for our sauce. We're going to press this sauce through the food mill. If you haven't seen the food mill in action, this is it. Basically, it's a man-powered paddle that will push the ingredients through sort of a fine strainer. You almost sort of puree your vegetables. It's not a puree, you're pressing it through. So it is different, but it's a good way to use every scrap. And that's why we didn't put any bones in this mixture. We didn't put any beef scrap. It's entirely vegetable. It's a very inexpensive gravy. So press it through, heat it up on top of your meat in the pan, cover with tin foil, simmer on top of the stove or in the oven for 20 minutes, and it's going to be beautiful.